Peace. Welcome to the Started by the College Football Show. Wherever, however, you're listening, we're so grateful to have you here with us. As you guys know, I'm your host, Cashapp, and we've got a jam-packed show for today, guys. We're going to be previewing an interesting Big Ten matchup between Illinois and Penn State, as well as another exciting matchup between Louisville and Notre Dame. And we'll be discussing whether Penn State is the best team in the Big Ten right now. So we're going to be discussing all of that and then some, guys. But before we get started, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, so you guys can stay update on all of our latest content. If you'd like to gain exclusive content from the Sorry to Bother You Show, you can do so by going to patreon.com, clicking on the search bar, and typing in Sorry to Bother You Show. That way you can get access to all of our exclusive content that we post daily. And none of this is possible without you guys as fans, so we're so grateful and honored for all the love and support that you guys show us day in and day out. So with that being said, guys, let's go and get right into it. Like I said, we have a very interesting matchup, guys. We're going to be previewing between Penn State and Illinois. Very exciting Big Ten matchup, guys. Listen, Big Ten, Illinois is 4-0 on the year with victories against Eastern Illinois, Kansas, Central Michigan, and Nebraska. And Penn State is 3-0 with victories against West Virginia, Bowling Green, and Kent State. And Illinois is a team that is performing better than many people expected. They're a top 25 team, ranked in the top 20 actually. They're ranked number 19. And Penn State, a team that is consistently in the top 10, in the top 15. And oftentimes the only setback that they have is their inability to be proficient on the offensive end. But their defense is always a staple point of the program, and it seems that things are pretty much the same. According to Matchup Predictor, Penn State has an 86.4% chance of winning the game. The game's going to be played at Beaver Stadium, so it's a home game for Penn State. The over-under is currently set at 47.5, and the line currently has Penn State minus 19. So ESPN does not think that this game's going to be particularly close. And listen, when it comes to Big Ten matchups, they're always going to be they tend to always be physical, and it comes down to who can control the line of scrimmage, and who can control the line of scrimmage specifically on the defensive end, who can limit the run, who can stop the run when it comes to these Big Ten matchups. And Illinois is averaging 222 passing yards on the year, which is good for 77th in the country. They're averaging 156 rush yards, which is good for 73rd in the country. And Illinois is averaging 38 points per game while giving up 12 points per game. Giving up 12 points, that's good for 15th in the country. So they have the 15th best defense in the country. Illinois does. And Penn State is averaging 282 passing yards per game, averaging 255 rush yards per game, which is good for 10th in the country. And they're averaging 41 points per game, which is good for 18th. And they're only allowing 13 points per game, which is good for 21st in the country. And so the big thing that stands out right there is the rush yards per game. Obviously, Penn State's averaging 255 rush yards per game. And albeit against Kent State, Bowling Green, West Virginia, those are still impressive numbers to put up. And going to Big Ten play, Illinois has not competed or played against a team as physical, as dominant in the run game so far in the season as Penn State. And how will they react to that? That's the question that remains to be seen. Illinois has done a good job of controlling the edges and limiting the edge rushes, or limiting the outside runs against their opponents. But will they be able to stop the interior running attack, those dive plays and those mesh plays against the Penn State team that likes to run inside the numbers, that likes to get into play action? And if Penn State can establish the play action, then it's going to open up a lot of passing opportunities, a lot of plays downfield, and Illinois has to be able to take something away. Illinois has to be willing, has to be able to commit and put 8-9 in the box to stop the rushing attack of Penn State. And if they're able to do that, they'll be able to make this game closer than what the line is predicting. And where Illinois will come into trouble is that there's a lot of outside threats. There's quite a few threats, outside receiver threats for Penn State, and they've got guys that can make plays in the open field after the catch. And will Illinois be able to stop that? And there's a little bit of uncertainty right there, but Illinois has to initially commit. They have to first commit to stopping the inside run, and then if you commit to that, you have to be willing with whatever Penn State does after that. And when it comes to Big Ten football, like I said earlier, it's physical. It's a lot of ground and pound, and this matchup is not going to be any different. However, this matches like this show that there's levels and there's tiers within the Big Ten, just like there is between the top 25 of college football. And this is a game where Penn State can show that they're vying for the opportunity or the title of being the best team in the Big Ten. And between them and Ohio State, I believe those are the two best teams in the Big Ten right now. And Illinois, though they're in the Big Ten and they've been playing well so far this season, they're just not in that class yet of those top 3 teams in the Big Ten, behind behind Penn State and Ohio State. So this is going to be one of those separator games where it shows where each team is at in the tier system, respectively, in the Big Ten. And right now I had this game at Penn State winning by a score of 35-17. I don't think this game will be particularly close. I believe Penn State will jump out to an early lead, and at halftime they'll be up by 10 or 13 points, and then the lead will just continue to balloon throughout the second half. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Do you guys think this is going to be a close game, or do you guys have Illinois pulling off the upset over Penn State? When Penn State's one of those teams just like Notre Dame, where I talked about they have the same issue. They have the same issue every season, year in, year out. And with Notre Dame, is they can't score. The Penn State and Notre Dame are pretty much the same, in my opinion. I know I said this last year. Penn State is Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is Penn State. Both teams have tremendous defenses. Both teams are extremely physical, great linemen, but they're not very explosive on the offensive end. And we see that's the same issue that Notre Dame's been having this year. And with Penn State, and they do look a little bit more explosive on the offensive end, but going into Big Ten play, going up against tougher opponents, will they still be able to be as explosive as they have been going into Big Ten play? And that remains to be seen. But I do believe Penn State looks more explosive, looks more dynamic on the offensive end this year, and this could be the year where Penn State is legitimately vying for opportunity to play in the Big Ten title game. And we'll see when they go up against matchups, in their matchup against Michigan and Ohio State and Michigan State. But like I said, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about that comparison between Penn State and Notre Dame? I know I've been saying that for the past almost a year and a half now, but I still stand by that. Do you guys think this is going to be a close game between Illinois and Penn State? Or do you guys think Illinois is going to pull off the upset? Or do you think Notre Dame do you guys think Penn State is going to protect home field? Let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. And in our next segment, guys, we're going to be previewing another interesting matchup, speaking of Notre Dame, between Notre Dame and Louisville. So be sure to stick around for that, guys. You're not going to miss it. Be right back. Alright, everybody, welcome back. In case you missed the first segment of our show, we were previewing the matchup between Penn State and Illinois, and why I feel this is a big game for Penn State, and it can be an opportunity for them to show them to prove to the rest of the Big Ten and the rest of the country that they are possibly the best team in the Big Ten. And in this segment, guys, we're going to be previewing the matchup between Louisville and Notre Dame. Listen, Notre Dame currently ranked number 16, 3-1 on the season. Obviously they have major victory against Texas A&M to start the season, but they also have a very tough loss, very bad loss against Northern Illinois, and they have victories against Purdue and Miami of Ohio as well. While Louisville is ranked 15th in the country, 3-0 in the season, victories against Appalachian State, Jacksonville State, and Georgia Tech. And listen, the game's going to be played at Notre Dame Stadium. The over-under is currently set at 45.5, and the line currently has Notre Dame -6. So according to ESPN, this game is going to be particularly close. And if we listen, this matchup last year between Louisville and Notre Dame was an exciting matchup, and it was a close matchup because both teams are pretty much built the same. Both teams like to run the ball inside, a lot of stretch plays, a couple of zone plays that they like to run, but they like to run inside the numbers. They like to get into play action, create opportunities off of play action, and they like to control the time of possession. And they're not one of these more dynamic and explosive offenses, right? And listen, we look at Louisville this year, they're averaging 308 passing yards, which is 18th in the country. They're averaging 194 rushing yards, which is good for 37th in the country. They're averaging 45 points per game, which is good for 15th in the country. And they're only allowing 11 points per game, which is good for 13th in the country. And we know a lot about Notre Dame. We talk about them quite a bit on the show. And listen, they're averaging 173 passing yards per game, averaging 238 rushing yards. They're averaging 32 points per game while only allowing 9.8 points per game. So like we just said, Notre Dame, they like to run the ball, they like to be physical, but they're not explosive at all whatsoever in the passing game. Louisville, however, has shown the propensity to be somewhat explosive, somewhat commendable in the passing attack, and albeit against the Appalachian, Jacksonville State, but Georgia Tech, who, as we all know, upset Florida State early in the year. Louisville was able to get a couple of deep throws, and they're able to attack the secondary of Georgia Tech. And will they be able to do that against Notre Dame? We know that Notre Dame does have a great defense. Their front seven is solid. They do a great job of stopping the run. And their secondary, though young, has shown their great ability to play excellent man coverage, though they're a team that primarily likes to play zone, but they can play man at times. And it's the key matchup for this game will be can Notre Dame take away the passing attack of Louisville. Shaw has 850 yards and 8 touchdowns on the year for Louisville, and their leading receiver, Ja'Cory Brooks, transfer from Alabama, has 17 receptions, 297 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So will they be able to stop the passing attack for Louisville? And if Notre Dame can do that, then they put themselves in a much better opportunity, much better situation to win this game. And the biggest concern for me is where is the explosive plays going to come for Notre Dame? Listen, Love is the leading rusher with 339 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Collins is the leading receiver for Notre Dame with 176 yards and one touchdown. So the passing attack, like I said, for Notre Dame is almost non-existent. And like I talked about earlier, Louisville has done a good job of stopping the run. And what will Notre Dame be able to what will they go to if they can't run the ball? And Notre Dame hasn't had the best quarterback play this year or even last year, the past couple of years of that. And this game will end up looking quite similar to how it did last year, where both teams are close, are battling, and playing pretty much the same style. And we know last year Notre Dame eventually was able to impose its will physically on Notre Dame by running the ball in the fourth quarter particularly well. However, in this game, I don't believe that Notre Dame is going to have the physical prowess to stop Louisville for the entire game. I do believe Louisville is going to be able to run the ball to an extent against Notre Dame, but I believe the passing attack for Louisville is what's going to set it apart and what's going to be the biggest separator for them against Notre Dame. And don't be surprised if in this game Louisville gets over 275 passing yards in this game, upwards of 300 almost, because I just don't see Notre Dame being able to get stops consistently against that passing attack for Louisville. But also, I don't see Notre Dame being able to score to keep up with Louisville. And I do believe this game will be close. However, I do believe Louisville is going to impose its will, especially in the fourth quarter, and have Louisville winning this game by a score of 27-20. And this game is just going to be a reflection of something I can continue to say year in and year out about Notre Dame. Like I said, they have a great defense, but they just can't create any momentum, and they can't generate any sort of explosiveness on the offensive end. And until they're able to do that, they're not going to be a legitimate threat in college football in terms of winning a national championship. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. What do you guys think about this matchup between Notre Dame and Louisville? Do you guys think that Louisville is going to defeat Notre Dame on the road, or do you guys think that Notre Dame is going to defeat Louisville? This is just no surprise to me that Notre Dame has been the same team, the same iteration of itself for the past 3 and 4 years, and it's interesting that people are the AP poll and the CFP committee continues to give credence and credibility to this Notre Dame program. Are they a good team? Yes, they're a good team, but like I just said in the previous segment, there's tiers to it. There's levels to everything in life, and just like in college football, in the top 25, there's a tier system. There's levels to everything. The fact that Notre Dame started out ranked in the top 5 is blasphemous. I mean, it's absurd to me, and the only reason they're ranked that high is off a namesake in itself, not because of their resume over the past prior seasons. But I have Louisville, like I said, guys, winning this game by a score of 27-20. And I don't believe the score will be a reflection of how close the game is. I think this game is going to be much more dominated by Louisville than what the score would present itself to be. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you guys think about this game? What do you guys think about this matchup? Am I wrong about my approximation of Notre Dame? And what do you guys think about Notre Dame? What do you guys think about Louisville? Let me know. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Leave your thoughts in the chat room. Looking forward to hearing all about it. But with that being said, guys, that's it for our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a wonderful show. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, so you guys stay updated on all the latest content that we post daily. None of this is possible without you guys are fans. So we're so grateful and honored for all the love and support that you guys show us. And we'll be back again tomorrow, guys, at the same time with our NFL show and another college football show where we'll be previewing the matchup between Alabama and Georgia, as well as previewing our Week 4 iteration of the Heisman watch list. So until then, guys, continue to stay safe, be vigilant, make smart decisions.